Hello again. I want to make a short video for those of you that are trying to get your Arduino to work to demonstrate how to do that. Along with this video, you will receive a link to the website that I am using here to walk you through the steps. When you get to that website, there are basically, you kind of scroll down here, you'll see a table of contents. And I want you to go through basically half of this table of contents. You're only going to go down to make your board blink from the browser. The rest of it, we can maybe take a look at later, we might not use, but I felt like this was a good kind of like tutorial on how to get everything set up. So once you're here, you want to scroll down and you can watch the movie if you want to know a little bit about the editor. You can take a look at some of the pictures and stuff, but the main thing is that you have to create an Arduino account. And the way that you do that is by clicking on this link. And I have already created an account, but what I would recommend is that instead of actually signing into Arduino or creating an account like this, go to Google, press Google, and use your student account. It will ask you which account you want to use if you have multiple accounts, but use your student account to create an account. And then once you do that, you will have access to what's called the web editor. Okay? The web editor is going to look like this. And it's going to basically have a place for you to type in your programs, to modify your programs, and to also run your programs. So let's get back to the instructions. So that's just creating an account so that you can use the editor where you're going to construct and use your programs. Okay. Now to use the editor through your browser, since the editor actually exists in your browser, which is really cool because that means that you don't have to download any real program to make it work. To use it though, you need to install something called a plugin. And a plugin basically is either something that exists in your browser or something that you download that allows the Google editor or the Arduino editor here to speak to and communicate with your Arduino. Okay, so basically there are several steps for doing this, and it really depends on whether you are a Mac user, a Windows user, or a Chromebook user. If you are a Mac or a Windows user, you're going to click on the link that is provided right here. So that is if you're a Mac or a Windows user, not a Chromebook user. I'll go over the Chromebooks in a second. But Mac and Windows users, you're going to click on this link here. And it's going to take you to this page here, which is really kind of confusing. But basically, if you scroll all the way down, you can choose the system that you have and the browser that you're using. So if you're Windows with Chrome, which a lot of you are, or a Mac OS with Safari, you just click on whatever the link is, and it will essentially download a file that you will double click and run. And that will put in the background a little program, like you can see in my computer, that's running in the background that will allow your browser to speak to your Arduino. So that's if you're Mac or Windows. Again, if you're Mac or Windows, you're going to go to the link provided here, Arduino Web Editor plugin, and it's going to take you to this page, and you're going to scroll down, and you're going to click on what works for you. Okay. Now, if you are using a Chromebook, strangely, they charge you money. So I've already bought enough student accounts for us to use for the people that have Chromebooks. You can skip this entire step because I know that you have a Chromebook because we've talked about it. So you should have received an email with instructions for installing this. It's going to actually, rather than run in the background like it does on a Windows machine, it's actually going to be a plugin that will be in your plugins in your browser. And that should work as long as you are signed in using your Harbor student email account. Okay, that is critical. You have to be signed in using your Harbor student email account. And then from there, there's a little description of how the editor looks and the various aspects of the editor. This is the editor. These are the instructions. It's just kind of going over what it looks like. Okay. And then it says, make your board blink from the browser. So this gives you instructions on actually doing the blink program. And the blink program looks like this. These are what the instructions will tell you to do. You go to examples. You go to, my computer's running a little slow, basics, blink, and this program will appear in the editor. Okay, this is the program. Really, the program only has about 5 lines of code, which are here, 6, 7 lines of code. The rest of this is just, these are just comments that were made by the people that created this particular program. And then these little grayed out words are comments on what each line of code does and what each section of code does. Okay. Now, when you plug in your Arduino, you're going to see that this program is already built into your Arduino and it's already running. So I'm going to pause for a minute, get my Arduino, plug it in, and show you what that looks like. Okay, so I've plugged in my Arduino and you can see that it is blinking. It's blinking quite rapidly. It's blinking faster than the original program stated, but that doesn't matter. If you're doing this for the first time, it should be blinking at exactly 1 blink per second. Okay. All right. And so now what I want to do is I want to modify the program that you see here so that it blinks at a faster rate. And the way that we do that is if we go down to this bit of code here, you're going to see that it's saying digital write LED built-in high. What is that saying? That's saying that it's telling the Arduino to turn on that built-in light so that it is on. High means on. Okay? And then the next line of code is saying wait, delay, hold on, hold for 1 second or 1,000 milliseconds. Okay? So that is turning the light on. These 2 bits of code is just turning the light on and leaving it on for 1 second. And then the next bit of code is saying, okay, now let's turn it off and then let's wait another second. And then this is all in a loop. So it's going to loop through this continuously, indefinitely, until you unplug the Arduino or turn off your computer. Okay. So we want to change this so this will blink faster. I'm going to show you how to make it. I'm going to just make it. So the way that we do that is we need to modify the program. I'm going to make it blink super fast. I'm going to make it be like 100. Let's make it 50 and 50. So I'm going to change the number to 50 so the time is less. Okay. And now what I need to do is I need to go in here and I need to make sure that the browser is actually reading the board, that it can actually see the board. And that's very important. That can be very tricky, and that will cause a lot of problems for a lot of you. So to make sure that it's reading the board, I need to click up in this window here. And there should be a check mark. There should be the board that you're connected to and the port that is connected to. If neither of those things show up, or one is there but not the other, you need to go to select other board and port, and you need to choose the Arduino that we are using. The one that we are using is Arduino Uno. Arduino Uno. Click on that. It will probably want sense that you've plugged something in and try to suggest where it's plugged in. In this case, it's the port is called COM4. Okay, COM stands for communication port. And we're going to press OK. And now I know that it's connected because there's no errors here or anything like that. And now I want to test out, I want to actually upload this program to the Arduino and change it so that it's blinking faster. So I'm going to go to upload. And you're going to see little lights flashing. Okay, and now it's blinking much faster. And I can play around with those numbers as much as I want. I can make it blink super slow. I can make it blink super fast. But each time that I change the code, I have to upload it for that change to take effect. Okay, I hope this has been helpful. After you've finished with this, you need to go back to the assignment in Google Classroom where you are to record your working device using Flipgrid. And that should be pretty straightforward. And if you have questions about that, please, again, email me or leave a comment in the classroom, and I will get back to you about it. Okay, I hope this has been helpful, and I will see you soon.